What's up everybody? My name is Cam Taylor and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I sharpen my skates on my Blademaster skate sharpener. And I know it's not one of those fancy Sparks machines that you actually got to use your hands and do it manually, but hey, I'm going to show you how I do it and maybe you'll learn a thing or two. Let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we got to redress the stone here. So we just have this redressing attachment, just a diamond tip on the end. But basically you can just set it to whatever you want. You can see there's 1/2 inch all the way up to like 1 inch. The common is 1/2 inch. Some guys use 5/8, 3/8, whatnot. I'm gonna do mine at 1/2 inch here. So once you have her set, put her on the line and then just tighten the set screw down and we'll go and put it on the sharpener. Okay, so first we'll loosen these little set screws on the top. We'll push this out, make sure it kicks out far enough. And then put this guy on. And I like just tighten these up a little bit just so it doesn't move around too much. And once that's good, we'll turn the unit on. And then just slowly tighten this screw up so it gets closer to the stone. And you can kind of see once you're really close, just go very slow. Just go back and forth until you don't hear it really making contact anymore. And then once that's good, turn her off. Make sure it's away from the stone far enough, and then you just take her off and put it to the side. And then putting it back, we can just slide this back, tighten these down again, and we should be ready to sharpen. So one thing I found is anytime I redress the stone, I always have to readjust the holder. So what I do is I have an old blade here, and I use this kind of as a sacrificial blade. This is what I'll use to do the first few passes, and I'll check with the square, see where it's at, and make any adjustments necessary. And that might take a few times to get it where you want it. But basically this blade you can just wear down and you're not worried about it. It's just an old blade, opposed to your good set of blades where if you're constantly trying to do passes and trying to fine tune it, you do wear it down some. So that's kind of the point of that. But anyway, we'll put the blade in here, get her locked in, and we're good to start sharpening. So one thing when you're sharpening it, you want to make sure you're looking for the sparks. When they come off it, they want to be the width of your blade. If you're just seeing like a tiny little line, that means you're only shaving down the high spot so far. So just keep doing some more. You don't have to push hard when you're doing it, just kind of nice light passes, and then just look for the sparks to be the width of the blade here. And once you're done sharpening the first time here, basically until you see the width of the sparks being the same as the blade, usually it's about 4 or 5 passes. Then I'll give her a quick little pass with the stone, just a normal. This one's actually a pretty fine stone. It's meant for those newer blades that have those coatings on them and they don't scratch it. But anyway, give her a light pass, wipe her off, and then I'll throw the square on it. I always do the toe and the heel separately, so you got an accurate kind of measurement of if the front or the back's out of whack. So I'll throw the square on here. Okay, so looking at that, you can see that the left side is like about a tick under where perfectly square would be. Now honestly, like, you'd never notice that skating. Usually about 1 to 2 ticks you'll be fine. But if you want to try to fix that, I'll put a diagram, kind of how I figure this out. Okay, so you can see actually the heel side of the blade is actually a little more out of square. We're about a tick and a half, just about 2 ticks out. So in that case, so now we're on the heel side of the blade and it's low, so we got to go up. So in that case, the blade would be sitting like that in the holder. So that's the heel side. So I'm going to want to move this knob up, and actually it would be a little more than the front because it's out more. So here's a quick little representation to know if your blade has got to go up or down. So basically, if your blade was high on the stone, you know that, okay, I want to take more off the top because obviously it's higher there. Your blade has to come down on the stone. And it's just vice versa right here, that, oh, if it's low on the stone, you want to take more off of this side, so you got to go up. So I just kind of wrote that here. If your blade, because when you flip this like that, you'll see, okay, that's on an angle this way, so if it's low, blade has to go up, and then yeah, vice versa on that side. So you can see I just wrote it on the square itself here. So if it's low on the left side, you can see that the holder's got to go up, and if it was low on the right side, you can see that the holder would have to go down. So just a quick and easy reference. So that's why it's nice if you measure the heel and the toe of the blade separately, because in this case you can see actually that the heel side has to go up more than the toe side. So then I can go in to the holder and go up a little more on the back, and on the front side doesn't have to be as much, and I'll just gently go a little bit there, and then we'll try that. And who knows, I might have to come back and adjust it one more time, but we'll sharpen it and put the square on it and we'll see. Okay, so I made my adjustments, and we'll sharpen this and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, so you can see we're looking good in the front, and you can see we're looking pretty good in the back too. So that means we got her dialed in. Okay, and once you're happy with all your adjustments you made, you're good to start sharpening actual blades now. So you take a good blade, put it in the holder, to start sharpening. I like to do about 4 passes, or until you see that the width of the sparks, like I mentioned earlier, are the same as the blade. Once you got those 4 passes, take some oil. I just use this this Howies well, skate wax they sell or whatever, and then just put one quick pass along here, and then do one nice slow finishing pass. Give her a deburr on both sides. Quick little wipe down. And then you can check her with the square. There. Oh, that's beautiful. I don't know if you can't really tell. I'll go check the heel, make sure that side's good as well. That one looks perfect too. So you know you got her good. So this will last, well, usually what I find is that I get about 7 or 8 pairs of skates on the stone, and then I'll have to redress it, and then you'll just go through that whole process again. So if you are looking to make your life a little easier as far as adjusting this and kind of playing around with it, Blademaster does have a different holder. Obviously it's a newer version, like this one's pretty old, where instead of these little tabs on the side that you got to go up and down, and they do have some play, and it's kind of hard to kind of get it perfect to know how much you got to go. They have these ones with dials on them, and one click of the dial corresponds with 1 tick on the squareness gauge. So if you can see that if you're like 2 ticks out here, you know that you got to raise the holder up 2 ticks, and it's pretty like simple, and it's hard to mess that up. Where this one, and sometimes it's hard to know when there's, especially when there's some slop in there, how much you got to go. The other thing would be to get one of those height comparator gauges that you just put on the base here, measures where the stone is sitting, then you put on your blade, and then you just adjust your holder till they match, and then you're basically good to go. You don't have to do passes, measure it, and then you might have to readjust. It's a pretty foolproof way of doing it, so you don't have to do all those extra steps. But it does come with a pretty heavy price tag, and you know, it might not be worth it for some people. Alrighty, that's all I got. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and found this helpful. I got all the links down below for things I mentioned in the video here, and feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one.